Man, what's going on, guys? LSU Recruiting HQ back after a long layoff. Back here to talk about what we all love: LSU Recruiting, LSU Football, LSU Hoops, man. LSU Baseball starting up in a month. The Bengals out here catching the dub yesterday. And it's just been an all around great weekend. And I finally got back in the studio and decided to get back on the grind and start making some more videos. And we starting with this one today because LSU had a big weekend on campus this week. All right, a lot of official visits, a lot of new commits, a lot of transfers. Man, it's just been a while since I've got to talk to you guys, man. Uh, I miss doing these, and I'm looking forward to getting back in more of a scheduled rhythm. Now that recruiting starting to pick up a little bit, LSU's got the whole staff intact now, and we can start making our way through basketball season into baseball season, and then we'll be rolling right back into football next year, man, with the new rejuvenated LSU football program. But saying that, I want to talk a little bit about LSU hoops, man. They're on a little struggle right now. Last three games have been just very hard to watch. You really are starting to see now how much Xavier Pinson really meant at that point guard spot, man. And in this SEC, uh, basketball is right now is just going crazy, man. I would have never thought 10 years ago that the SEC would, Greg Sankey came in and really a lot of these programs didn't take basketball serious, and he brought a new energy to all sports where he wanted every sport to matter and the SEC to dominate every sport. And I mean, you're seeing that come true now, because I mean, you just look at the SEC top to bottom, man. You don't get many weekends and weekdays off when you play in the SEC now for hoops. Man, Auburn is one of the best teams in the country, if not the best team in the country, man. The guys they got over there are outrageous. So this is where LSU is going to finally figure out, who they are, man, because this league is tough, and every week you got to bring your A game or you can get your behind cut. And LSU hasn't brought their A game the last three games, and they've been beat all three games. So they had the game against Arkansas where they really struggled late, last 4 minutes of the game. Just really got dominated by Arkansas, losing focus. And then you have the Alabama game where, it just felt like LSU couldn't do anything right. And then you blow that game. You make a little comeback there at the end to make it close again, but the game really wasn't as close as the score made it look. Alabama really dominated that game from the opening tip. And then you just run into a buzzsaw, two teams desperate for a win. You already played Tennessee one time. You got the best of them at home. You knew they were coming back stronger the second time in their place. I didn't really expect LSU to win, but I really thought they would play a lot better than they did. They just got out to a very slow start, and they just weren't able to recover from that slow start, And the thing that's been getting them in trouble, man, is they have a lot of talent with these bigs, man. Efton Reed, Tari Eason, guys like that, man. They have a lot of talent, but man, they can't stay out of foul trouble. And I know a lot of people want to blame officiating on that, and that has a lot somewhat to do with it. But I think Will Wade just needs to sit those guys down and just need to be smarter about how they're defending at times, because they just make silly fouls. And you get one or two silly fouls a game. I mean, that's all it takes for you to get fouled out. And then you take a guy like Tari Eason off the court, and LSU's offense just becomes so stagnant now that Pinson's not in there. Days has really been struggling in SEC play shooting the basketball. So they got a lot of things to figure out. We know this team's good defensively. We know that when they lock it in, man, they're tough to score on. But who is going to be that catalyst on offense? When Tari's not on the court. Are they going to adjust the rotations a little bit more? Because, I mean, Efton Reed's on the court for 15 minutes a game, picking up 4 or 5 fouls a game. So, I mean, what do you do at that position? Do you give Sharif more minutes off the bench? Just a lot of things. A lot of things that LSU can get better at, and they're gonna have to get better at, man. But they've made it through the grind of the schedule, right? At 3-4, it could have been a lot worse. They picked up a big win against Kentucky, big win against Tennessee. They won the home games except for the Arkansas game, and they won on the road at Florida. So, I mean, judging by the schedule, man, it was a grueling first 7 games through conference play. Every single team that they played was in the top 40 of the net rankings. And not a lot of people can say that they played a 7-game stretch like LSU has. They get a little break, right? You have a tough A&M team that's playing lights out right now. So you're gonna have your hands full with that one, and then really after that A&M game, you're really have to take advantage when you play these lesser teams to start racking up some wins. Because I'm gonna tell you this, if you don't make it into that top 4 of the SEC tournament, you don't have a chance of winning this year, because Auburn is too good. Kentucky is too good. Tennessee is good. All these teams are, man, they're just so solid, so well coached. It's gonna be tough to play 5 to 4 days straight basketball, and survive and advance for that long. So if LSU wants to succeed in the SEC tournament and work on that NCAC getting raised, they're definitely going to have to bring it in that SEC tournament and get that top 4 seed where they get that double bye. But that being said, I got a feeling Will Wade is going to start changing things up. Pinson's going to be coming back soon. Once that comes back, we'll see how the offense does. And we'll see what LSU is really made of, man. They've been punched in the mouth 3 times in a row, and we'll see how they bounce back. And I look forward to them to finish strong, being that the schedule really falls in their favor down the stretch. All right, and talking about some football news, man. Most of y'all have already heard about all the transfers, guys coming in. LSU's been killing in the transfer portal. 24/7 has them ranked number 1 transfer portal rankings right now. And that's big, man, because they really got to rebuild this roster. I'm hearing good news about guys like Deion Smith, getting their stuff together academically, maybe being able to come back and removing his name. That would be huge for that receiver room if you can keep him in there. And then LSU's main focus right now, as far as on the high school front, man, there's 2 guys, and a lot of y'all know their names, man. Trevante Citizen, the running back out of Lake Charles. He was on campus this week, and I'm hearing a lot of great things about the visit. LSU laid out the red carpet for this kid, man, and a lot of good things. I'm hearing Frank Wilson's doing a tremendous job making up ground, because Citizen had a great relationship with Kevin Folk, and obviously we all know the situation there. He's not on staff anymore, so Frank Wilson having to make up a lot of ground right there. I'm hearing that Auburn is making a big push for him. Right now it's looking like Auburn, Florida, and LSU race. But I think LSU's making up ground, and they're making up ground quick, man. Brian Kelly laying out the red carpet to a kid like this is going to be big, I think, as far as finishing this class out. And if they can pull in Citizen to shore up that running back room, you don't need to add any more transfers after that. You already brought in Noah Kane, and then you get the guys coming back. Hopefully John Emery gets his situation taken care of, and he'll be back. And then the next high school recruit, the one that everybody's, man, anticipating, he's at Florida this weekend. But LSU is bringing all they got. Jacoby Matthews, probably the most important guy on the board as far as transfer portal and high school recruiting left on Brian Kelly's board, and you know they're gonna go all out for this kid, man. This is a kid that was already committed to LSU, decommitted once all the coaching stuff really got going, and he didn't really know what was going on with LSU at the time. But I think Brian Kelly's laid it out again, man. I'm loving what he's doing. I'm loving the things I'm hearing from all the new coaches on the coaching staff and what they're doing. And they're just making a hard push for this kid, man. And I think it's gonna be hard for him to tell LSU no. I think obviously A&M's still in play. He has a lot of friends that are committed to A&M with the class that they have. And then Billy Napier, man, he's got a great relationship with him. And Florida is moving up slowly and surely, making progress, chipping away at him. So him taking a visit to Florida this weekend proves a lot. But we still have a couple weeks until the actual signing. Hopefully LSU can get him back on campus one more time to shore things up. And I do predict that they probably will land him. And that would be huge, man. Just knowing what LSU has gone through the last couple months, for them to land guys like Walker Howard, like Will Campbell, and then if they can land a Jacoby Matthew, I mean that would be huge, man. Teams with this type of turnover over this amount of time, man, shouldn't be able to recruit at this kind of level. And if Brian Kelly can land Citizen and Jacoby Matthews, man, I feel like you wouldn't be able to look at this class and say it wasn't a success given the circumstances, man, because it's been rough these last couple months, man. I mean, you just look at the work Brian Kelly's already done, like I said, with the transfer portal, adding all these guys, man, and you know, we're all hearing the good news from the guys from Arkansas shoring up that defensive backfield. Obviously, you lose Dwight, you lose Eli Ricks, man. You got a lot of bodies to fill after that, man. You don't want to go into the season with a true freshman starting at corner. So I got a feeling that Jay Ward's going to have to move back to corner eventually. And then that'll help shore up that side, that cornerback room as well. But you're hearing a lot from this the kid from Oklahoma State, the all Big 12 corner from Oklahoma State. He's a Louisiana native. Hearing lots of good things. Should be getting some good news on that here this week. And then who knows where they go from there. You're looking at a room that's going to have a lot of new faces, new coaching staff. So who knows what that room's going to look like coming into the spring. But I can tell you guys one thing, that just everything I'm reading about LSU now, man, it's just an exciting feeling. And then obviously you don't want to, get too excited, because, change is always hard on everybody, man, and you just really don't know what to expect. I heard Coach O tell me many a times in the off season, like, they're gonna change this, and it never did. So, it's really one of those things where I'm to the point where I gotta see it to believe it. But man, when you listen to Brian Kelly talk, and you listen to the guys that are close to the program talk about what's going on and the changes that are being made, you can't help but get excited. And I'm just looking forward to getting the spring practices rolling, seeing who's on the roster, seeing who's not on the roster, and then we'll be able to make our expectations after the spring, I feel like, a little bit better. We'll see how everything's going with Miles Brennan, if he'll be able to play in the spring. We'll see how that goes, because I mean that's huge, bringing back a established quarterback like Miles Brennan, to bridge that gap between the Nussmeier Walker Howard era, whichever one that may be. The Max Johnson situation was obviously really tough when it first broke out, so having that quarterback in there, that veteran guy in there who's been in this program for a long time, really shores things up. And like I said, man, I'm just so super excited. everything I'm reading. You know, there was a month period right there where it was every day I was looking on my phone, checking Twitter, checking Instagram, just nothing but bad news, man. And I was just so tired of it. It's really why I stopped making a lot of these videos, man. They're just so it's just I don't like reporting bad news, man. I like positive things. So hopefully we're gonna get back on schedule with these videos, man. I appreciate all of you guys who stuck around, and anybody who's watching this, man. Click that like, click that subscribe, man. I promise y'all I'm gonna get back at it full time again, and get y'all the content. If you haven't already, man, follow me on Twitter at LSU Recruiting HQ, Instagram, Facebook. Go like the stuff on Facebook, man. I'm gonna start getting busy on that too. And man, it's gonna be a great 2022, and I'm looking forward to spending it with all y'all, and looking forward to finish up in basketball and starting up in baseball. Man, it's looking real good. We're not even talking about Kim Mulkey right now, sitting had the Tigers sitting in the top 15 of the AP rankings. So man, it's just a lot of good things happening at LSU, man, and I'm excited, man. I'm looking forward to it. So, like I said, man, if y'all haven't already, man, like the video, man, give me a share it on y'all's page, man, give me a shout out, and I'll make sure to keep y'all updated, and we'll drop y'all's comments, man. So let me know what y'all think, what y'all are thinking, how y'all are feeling, because I mean, I just told y'all how I'm feeling. I'm excited. Maybe some of y'all aren't excited, man. Maybe some of y'all are still worried. Obviously, there's a little bit of that going around too. So if you feel like it, man, leave a comment. Let me know what's going on. I'll try to respond to everybody, man. And I appreciate y'all for watching. And y'all have a blessed week. See y'all.